Hello and welcome back to HowToBloke. Today, this afternoon, we're going to be making curried meatballs, gluten-free curry meatballs with a Klingon twist. I'll show you how we do it. First, we need this is minced pork with a bit of, there's 500 grams in here. This is for 4 people. So in that goes, it's got to be thawed out. Don't use it if it's frozen. This is a whole chopped onion, medium onion chopped up finely. And we're going to use some garlic powder. How much garlic powder? I don't know. About this size. Let me pour it out to my hand. Look, this. Don't use fresh garlic in this one. It won't taste it. It won't cook properly. Then we'll put in my favourite staple, which is some of these salad herbs. This gives it a bit of colour, a few leaves in there. Like that. Next, curry powder. Well, how much of that do you think? Well, tablespoon. We'll get a tablespoon, and this is a tablespoon. Look. So a heaped tablespoon of curry powder. Don't skimp on that. I wouldn't suggest you use the strong one like the Vindaloo one or the Madras one. First time you make this, just make it with the ordinary korma one or a mild curry. And then we'll add a bit of black pepper. Like that. Plenty of that. Now, you could add salt here, but the pork has got enough salt in it. You put that in there, it might be too salty, and salt's not that good for you to eat too much of it. So we'll leave the salt out for the moment. Following that, we need 1 egg. 1 egg. Time to get any shell in there. And now we have the Klingon twist. Now this stuff here is called gagh, G-A-G-H. Look, see? And what we're going to do is we're going to mince up that gagh in this. Now if you don't have a little mini blender like this, you can use a bowl and a rolling pin like this, just to knock it up. But it needs to be small, like that. But I'll do it in the machine just quickly. So it kind of looks like breadcrumbs like that. But it's not, it's gagh. So we're going to put this in here. Now this is the gluten-free part, you see, because it's not wheat. It's not actually gagh, it's cornflakes. You probably guessed that already, you know. It's cornflakes, isn't it? So cornflakes, that way, I know people still say, oh yeah, but cornflakes has got a bit of gluten in it. It may do, but not enough to have a go at me anyway. So I'm happy, my stomach is very happy eating cornflakes. And perhaps it might work for you. So, as I say, if you don't have a little whizzer thing like that, or a big whizzer thing like that, you use this, look, just to get some cornflakes in there and bash it up. Until they're all bashed up. You get the idea, don't you? So how much cornflakes? Well, how much is that? Two cupfuls? A big mug full? That's what you need.
Does it say on the side how many ounces?
Well, that's a very good question. Well, this one is like 18 ounces, 500 mils. I think that's probably two mugfuls, I would guess, of cornflakes, and then you blitz it up. So
2 cupfuls, I guess.
2 cupfuls, yeah, 2 cupfuls. So this is our mixture, and the reason we put the egg in there is not for any flavour at all. It's to bind all the ingredients, because if you didn't have the egg together in there, what would happen is that the meat and the cornflakes would part company too easily. So just 1 egg. You don't have to put 2 or 3 eggs in it. Just 1 is good. So to mix this thing, make sure your hands are clean. I just washed my hands. The hands are clean, and we're going to go in here. Now, do we need to add anything else? Let's run through it. We've got curry powder, we've got garlic powder, we've got diced onion, we've got some of these salad herbs I keep going on about, we've got crushed cornflakes. We've got minced pork, 500 grams. I think we covered it all. You don't need to put anything else in there. This will be good. So get hold of it. What you can do is put a little cloth underneath like that, just to keep it steady on there, like that. So when you get hold of it with one hand and use the other hand, if you're left-handed, obviously you hold it with your right hand. So the dominant hand goes to mix this mixture. So we'll do that now. We'll get in there and we'll mix all this up. Nice, take it nice and gentle. Make sure that all the ingredients are mixed evenly throughout the thing. And this is recipes for 4 people. 5 at a push, so 4.5 people. So if you want a couple of a meatball extra, then you know 500 grams of meat is going to be able to do that with that amount of meat. Right, you can see it's kind of getting mixed up nicely. The reason you don't put fresh garlic in here, because it won't cook properly. It won't have enough time to cook. It will be raw and it'll be horrible to taste. So don't put. You don't have to put garlic in there. You don't have to do that, but it just gives a bit more flavour. You know, this is what you want from meat and food. Sometimes flavour, nice contrasting flavour. Something that's tasty has to have flavour in it. Okay, I think we've done enough mixing there. Okay then, so now you could at this point just wet your hand underneath to pick the. We're going to just put this pan on a medium. You can wipe your hands under just rinse your hand with a bit of water to make the balls rounder. You know, it's more smoother. But look, this just takes 2 seconds like this. That's one. You don't want to make them any bigger than that. That's all you want. You do the next one. Like that, and do them. Put them on the outside of the pan, just like that. This is a frying pan, non-stick frying pan. Now you shouldn't need to add you shouldn't need to add any fat in here, any margarine or oil or anything, because in that pork mince there's enough fat in there that will render out and stop the meatballs from sticking on the surface of the pan. But especially if you've got a non-stick pan, it helps even more. We don't really want to add any more oil, fat. It's just not, you know. Let's try not to do that. So let's go for the kind of healthy way. So that size meatball, you don't want to exceed that. Not in my view. You can make a giant one if you want, but it's not going to cook through properly. So so less is more. Smaller is better. So how many more meatballs is that? I don't know. We'll just keep going until this is finished. Now what you can do with these meatballs, they're in the pan now, the pan's on medium. We're just letting it warm up gently. There's no need to go put it on maximum. We want to render out the fat in the pork, so we don't want to burn them things too quickly. But what I was going to say was, if you wanted these for a supper, for example, what I would do if I had more time, it's 4 o'clock now, so it's not worth me doing it, is in the morning, mid-morning or whatever, or just before, perhaps even before you go to work, you could make up the mixture, roll out the balls like this, and then put them in the oven. Sorry, in the fridge. I mean, put them in the fridge, because that way you give the meatballs, cover it of course when it's in the fridge. You give the spices that are there time to infuse with the meat, so it makes it more flavoursome. And don't forget, when after this is cooked, totally, and you see it soon, you can, when it cooled down, you can always freeze it. So what you don't eat today, put in the freezer for a rainy day. So keep them on a medium heat, and every couple of minutes or so, just turn them on the other side, so that they all get browned round. Go around and, you know, sequentially like this, and make sure you do all of them. This particular pan tends to burn things that are in the middle. I need to throw it away and buy a new one, but it's good enough to demonstrate this. So when these are kind of been browned all the way around. We're going to put some sauce in there, and I'll show you how to do that. What sort of sauce are we going to do? This is curry sauce to go with this. So you've got curry meatballs and a curry sauce. Now I'm not going to go make this curry sauce with all the particular ingredients that you need. I'm not a curry expert, but I know what I like and I know what the family likes. So in here, this is one of the beauties of having one of these little mini blitzer machines. You can make all this stuff and it's easy, you can do it fast. So in there is one whole onion, which I've blitzed up. Now this is four garlic cloves, there's another clove in there, so I'm going to put that in there, together with a can of tomatoes. So the tomatoes go in like that. And this forms the basis of the sauce, and I'm quite sure it's not this is the way that the curry sauce should be made, but it's my way, you know. It's pretty tasty. So that's put 10 tomatoes in here. Now we're going to put some ginger in here as well. Now I don't know why I'm peeling it, because I'm going to leave the skin on. This is frozen ginger, and I'll show you what I mean. When I buy ginger, because it goes dry so quickly, I buy a big piece like this and I put it in the freezer, and when I need it I just snap a bit off, and you can grate it or you can chop it or slice it. It's really great, and it keeps obviously in the freezer. It's good for many months. So this is ginger. It just needs to, before you can slice it properly, it just needs to thaw out a little bit, and it thaws out really fast. So it's not you don't have to wait very long. Yeah, why not keep the skin on? You eat baked potato, why not ginger? How much ginger did you put in the sauce? Well, some of you may not like it, but think about your thumb, like that much of ginger. That much if you don't like ginger too much. You don't have to have any ginger at all, but it's a curry sauce you're making, so it's probably a good idea if you put it in. Now this ginger has only been out, I don't know, since I've been making the meatballs, and it's frozen solids. You see how fast it defrosts. So we're going to put that in there. So we've got in there garlic cloves, 4 garlic cloves, tin of tomatoes, and a piece of ginger. So we're going to blitz that. Just like that. So that's what it looks like. Just like that, you see? And we're going to go. That's going to go in with the onion now. So it's going to pour in there like that. Now don't worry if it hasn't blitzed everything. You blitz the main things. We're going to put a little bit of water in and put it in here, not to waste any of the delicious sauce. So just waste not, want not is what my motto. So just run that round the edge of the pan there. That goes in there. Beautiful. Right. I don't know if you can smell these meatballs cooking, but they smell fantastic. Now we're going to go around once more and check that they're kind of brown on all sides. Oh, you can't get round every single side, I know, but 2 or 3 sides, 4 sides maybe. They're balls, so they don't have any sides, but you know, you get what I mean. So now you can do, at this point in time, you can't eat them because they're still raw. You know, it's best not to eat raw pork anyway. It needs to be properly cooked. Now you can go 2 ways here. Like say for example now it's 4 o'clock, 20 past 4. I don't need to be cooking this really until 7 o'clock, 7:30 something. So what we can do it 2 ways. We can either just switch this ring off, what we're going to do now, and put a lid on it, a glass lid or a pan lid, and just take it off the heat and leave it, because the meatballs will cook on. Or we can heat this up, which we're not going to do. I'm not going to do at the moment. We can heat this up, this curry sauce, Now before we put the curry sauce in, if you've got any coriander, fresh coriander, this is what really makes it, by the way. This is what really... Now, look, this coriander here, I grew this up in a bucket in the garden, so it grows anywhere. It's gone to seed a bit, like that, look, a bit like me really, but it still tastes good, and you can eat all of that. You no need to chuck it away if it starts to go crazy at the top. Just need some of that. So put some of this in. If you can get it, it makes a heck of a difference. So don't leave it out. So what I will do is just to get some of this and just chop it up rough. It doesn't need to be super small. Just chop it up rough, just nice and like that. And then bung it in the sauce. You think, well, maybe I need a bit more. It doesn't matter. Put a bit more in if you like it. Gives it extra flavour. So there we are, just bung some in like that. Roughly chopped, doesn't matter. Well, in the sauce. Now, as I was saying, so to recap, you can either take this off the heat, don't go away caramelizing. You can either chop this off the heat, right, put the lid on it like that, and right, leave it till 7:30 or whatever you need to warm it up. Or you heat the sauce up and put it in there and cook it on simmer. It's much the same thing. But what I like to do is cook the sauce more. Otherwise, if you put the sauce in there, the sauce can taste a bit raw. And the third option is, rather than make your own sauce like this, because you just haven't got the time, get a decent quality curry sauce. So this step is gone. So you just, when these are cooked, make sure they're cooked properly. Don't forget they're pork. They must be cooked through properly. Then just add the curry sauce, and voila! And serve it with some rice. Your job done. So since we've been gone, what I've done is I've left the meatballs sitting in the pan like that, and I'll just show you. Each meatball has been browned on the outside, like that. Can you see? So it's not burnt. It's just a bit brown. Don't worry, that tastes delicious. Anyway, so this is the meatballs for 4. So that looks great. Now the sauce. Remember the sauce I was making there. Now I've let that simmer like that. That's simmering for an hour. Now you could leave it a lot longer than that, but an hour minimum. It gives the onions and the garlic time to cook through. Otherwise, everything's going to taste a bit raw, and you don't want that. Now, what we need to do now is, when you're ready to do it, you don't have to do it straight away. You can leave that simmering for a bit, just keep the lid on. But when you're ready to serve, or just before you're ready to serve, we're going to put this, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to put this sauce in the meatball mixture. Okay, so there's the sauce again. Now, don't forget this sauce hasn't got any curry powder in it. Just to recap, it's got in garlic, onion, coriander, a tin of tomatoes, and I think that's it. So
ginger. Oh
yes, and ginger. Sorry, thank you for reminding me. And ginger. So it's not really curry-fied at the moment, but it certainly complements the sauce. If you wanted to add a bit more curry flavour, my suggestion is just add a teaspoon of cumin powder. I'll get some here. Just add a teaspoon of cumin powder, like this. Just a teaspoon of that in there, or a teaspoon of garam masala. I'll put the ingredients for the sauce in the description anyway, so you can go through that. You've seen the method, so you can remember how that's done. Just replay the video to see it. But so if the family might not like curry that much, so it's best if you're not sure, just don't put any. Just leave it as is. It's as tasty as it is. And so what we're going to do is we're going to pour this sauce in here. And this pan isn't on at the moment. It's off. Just keep it warm. So I'm just going to zhuzh the meatballs around in the sauce. Look at that, doesn't that look good? It tastes good, the smell is unbelievable. All that coriander and garlic in there, wow. So, of course these meatballs have got curry in them, so you're going to get some curry flavour. But at the moment the sauce doesn't, so you can add curry flavour to the sauce if you want. If you don't like curry much or want to leave it as is, it will taste great. So, what do we do now? Well, right now the sauce is hot, but the meatballs are not hot. So, half an hour before you want to serve it up, just put a lid on it, like that. It doesn't have to be a saucepan, it can be something, it can be a wok or something, just something that you can get a lid on. And just turn it on low for half an hour. Go and have a beer, go and have a glass of wine or something, and it's ready. You don't have to fuss it, or it's going to spoil, or it needs to be eaten at this time. It doesn't. As long as you keep the liquid up, if you can see that the liquid's going a bit dry, this is perfect at the moment, but if you can see the liquid's going a bit dry, then just add a little bit of water and stir it around. Oh, you can keep this simmering or you know, for hours and hours, which I've done before. And the fact is that the longer you simmer it, the better the overall flavours. So simmering, unlike some of the other recipes I've done, simmering is a good idea. So the longer you can simmer it, the better. To serve this dish up, you may want to leave it in the pan that it came from, especially if it's a skillet or an attractive pan. You can bring it to the table like that. Just put some more fresh coriander under there, and you serve that with some rice. And if you want to add another flavour to that, we often have yoghurt with it. So plain yoghurt or Greek yoghurt, mix it in with, perhaps just leave it on its own, or make some cucumber, chopped cucumber with it. It tastes fantastic. Anyway, this is my take on curried meatballs with a Klingon twist, and I hope you enjoy. If you do, leave a comment below. Subscribe to the channel if you want to, and until next time.